Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, staring out at a horizon that stretches so far you can barely comprehend it. Now, imagine someone telling you that hidden within the ebb and flow of the waves, you have an island, an entire world of time, 168 golden hours, given to you fresh every single week. No matter who you are, whether you're a billionaire CEO, a stay-at-home parent, a college student grinding through assignments, or an entrepreneur chasing a dream, you get the exact same gift, 168 hours. It's not more for the lucky ones and less for the overwhelmed. The difference, it turns out, lies not in how much time we have, but in how we choose to see it, how we choose to spend it. Hello, I am Bharat, and welcome to AudiofyBooks, where you will find excellent audio summaries of books in a very easy and interesting way. If you want to learn from new books, do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with today's book. So, let's dive into 168 Hours, You Have More Time Than You Think by Laura Vanderkam. This isn't just another book about making to-do lists or waking up at 5 a.m. It's about reimagining your entire relationship with time, viewing it as a powerful, flexible resource that you can shape, mold, and own. Laura begins by challenging one of the most deeply rooted myths in our society, the idea that we're too busy. You know that feeling, your heart racing as you glance at the clock, wondering where the day went. It's so easy to say, I just don't have time. But what if the problem isn't the amount of time we have, but the way we perceive it? She invites us to start with a simple but eye-opening exercise. Track every minute of your week. Every minute. It sounds tedious, but it's like someone handing you a mirror to see your time habits with brutal clarity. Maybe you think you're working 60-hour weeks, but the time log shows it's more like 45. Maybe you swear you have no free time, but suddenly you notice hours lost to mindless scrolling, TV binges, or standing in front of the fridge not knowing what you want. It's like finding spare change under the couch cushions, only it's precious hours, hiding in plain sight. Laura makes a powerful case that most of us, when we look honestly, do have time for what matters. It's not about squeezing more tasks into the calendar. It's about pulling out the magnifying glass and deciding, what are my highest priorities? She calls them core competencies, the things you do best, the things that matter most. It's not just about career goals. It's about the relationships you want to nurture, the hobbies that light you up, the personal dreams you've kept tucked away because you thought you were too busy. She tells the story of a busy executive who found herself desperate to exercise more, but insisted her schedule was too packed. After tracking her time, she realized she was spending over 20 hours a week watching TV. Suddenly, 30 minutes for a run didn't seem so impossible. It's a reality check that's both humbling and freeing. Your time budget, like your money budget, is a reflection of your values. You do have time. The question is, what will you spend it on? Laura suggests a brilliant approach. Instead of starting with the demands of the week, meetings, errands, chores, start with your dreams. Literally, sketch out the life you want to live in a perfect world. If you had all the time you needed, would you write a novel? Take long evening walks with your kids? Learn to play guitar? Then reverse engineer your week around those dreams. You're building your schedule like a sculptor carves a statue, not just reacting to life's demands, but shaping it with intention. A beautiful example Laura shares is how she reclaims her own mornings. Instead of hitting snooze and rushing into a frantic day, she sets early mornings aside for writing, her core competency. It's a sacred pocket of time, before the emails flood in, before the world wakes up. It's her time to create what matters most, and you can do the same. If evenings are chaotic, carve out mornings. If mornings are a blur, reclaim late nights. Wherever you can, protect those golden hours. Now, you might be thinking, But what about all the boring stuff? The laundry, the emails, the groceries. Laura doesn't ignore these realities. Instead, she proposes smart strategies to minimize, delegate, or batch them. She talks about outsourcing tasks that aren't worth your precious time, whenever possible. If paying someone $20 to clean your house frees you up to do $100 worth of work, or spend precious hours with your kids, that's not laziness. That's smart time investment. You're trading money for what matters. And even if you can't outsource, you can often make low-value tasks more efficient. Laura introduces a game-changing idea. Combine activities strategically. Listen to audiobooks while commuting. Exercise while catching up on your favorite shows. Make phone calls during a walk. It's not multitasking mindlessly. It's about blending activities that fuel your mind or body with tasks that would otherwise steal your time. Throughout the book, Laura sprinkles inspiring stories of people who have turned the 168-hour principle into real transformation. There's the young mother of 5 who manages to run a business, train for marathons, and still make time for family game nights. The key isn't superhuman stamina. It's ruthless clarity. She knows what matters. She says no to what doesn't. She doesn't wait for free time to magically appear. She makes time for her dreams. Laura also digs into a hard truth many of us don't want to face. Perfectionism is a massive time drain. We spend hours tweaking emails, reorganizing closets, or fussing over tasks that don't move the needle. She urges us to embrace good enough in areas that don't align with our core priorities. Done is better than perfect when it comes to tasks that simply need to be completed and out of the way. Another big breakthrough is the concept of creating a list of 100 dreams. This isn't about bucket lists in the traditional sense. It's about getting specific about what lights you up. Maybe you want to visit Paris, yes, but maybe you also want to learn how to make the perfect lasagna, dance salsa, or paint a landscape. Writing them down reminds you, life isn't just about work and obligations. It's about joy, creativity, and exploration. Keeping those dreams visible makes it more likely that you'll find ways to weave them into your 168 hours. And then comes perhaps the most radical message of the book. Time is elastic. When something truly important comes up, a medical emergency, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you suddenly find time. You drop what doesn't matter. You shift priorities. You make time. Laura challenges us to live like every week is filled with that same urgency and clarity. Not in a stressed-out, chaotic way, but in a focused, purposeful way. She shares a beautiful story about a woman who was asked how she managed to fit everything in after a pipe burst in her home, requiring dozens of hours for cleanup and repairs. The woman simply said, "I didn't have time to fix a burst pipe, but I did it anyway." It wasn't that she magically got more hours. She made space because it mattered. That's the mindset shift 168 hours invites us into. By the end of the book, you don't just feel inspired, you feel empowered. You realize that life isn't happening to you. You're not a victim of your calendar. You are the architect of your days. And even if life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes overwhelming, you can still choose, moment by moment, to spend your precious hours on the things that matter most. So the next time you hear yourself saying, "I don't have time," catch yourself. Breathe. Remember, you have 168 hours every single week. That's enough time to build a career, nurture a family, care for your health, and chase your dreams. It's not about having more time. It's about choosing what to do with the time you already have. And that, my friend, is the beautiful, empowering message at the heart of Laura Vanderkam's 168 Hours. If you enjoyed this summary and want more life-changing insights delivered in an easy and interesting way, don't forget to subscribe to AudiofyBooks. Until next time, use your 168 hours wisely.